Interest in being with us today. In view of the pandemic COVID-19, the 28th AGM of the company is being held using video conference or other audio-visual means mode. I would like to take you through certain points regarding the participation at this meeting. The facility of joining the AGM through VCR OAVM is being made available for members on first come and first serve basis. To avoid any background noise and to ensure smooth conduct of the meeting, all the members who have joined this meeting will be placed on mute mode by the host. Once the question and answer session starts, the chairman will announce the names of the shareholders who have registered as speaker shareholder. Subsequently, they will be unmuted by the host. The speaker shareholders are advised to put video on while speaking. If speaker shareholders fail to speak using video mode, he may speak using audio mode with your phones on. If there any connectivity problem at speaker's end, we would ask other speakers to join the meeting. We would like to request shareholders to kindly restrict their speech to 2 to 3 minutes. During the proceedings of AGM, if a member faces any issues, he may contact the helpline number mentioned in the notice of the AGM, which already circulated to all the members. May I request Mr. Srinivasra Ravinothala, the chairman and independent director of the company, to conduct the proceedings of the meeting. Sir, please unmute yourself, sir.
Good afternoon, all. I feel privileged to welcome you all to the 28th annual general meeting of your company and our company. In view of the requisite quorum, I call this meeting to order. I now request all the directors, CEO and CFO who are attending today's meeting through video conference to introduce themselves.
Anjuraju. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm K.S. Raju, Executive Officer for Picnic. Badri Narayan Raju, hold on, Director.
Sri Lakshmi Mantana.
Good afternoon. I am Ramaya, CFO of the company.
Somasekhar garu.
Yeah, I am Somasekhar Rao Kogai, and working as a independent from the September.
Krishnamohan garu.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Krishnamohan Alias.
Thank you all. All the shareholders and members for joining this meeting. I hope all of you are safe and healthy. Video conference mode pursuant to the directions of the Ministry of Corporates and SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. The live streaming of this meeting is also being webcast on NSDL platform. The company has taken the requisite steps to allow members to cast their votes on items being considered at this AGM. Since there is no physical attendance of members, the appointment of proxy is not applicable. The registrars, as required under Companies Act 2013, are open for inspection. Members who have not voted using the remote e-voting can cast their vote in NSDL e-voting webpage. Since the notice is already circulated to all the members, I take this notice and director's report along with the auditor's report as read. Dear shareholders, it gives me immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the 28th annual general meeting of the company. On behalf of the board of directors of our company, Kernex Microsystem India Private Limited, I thank each one of you for joining us We are grateful to all shareholders for reposing confidence in the company and supporting its business activities. I take this opportunity to brief you about the company's performance, the annual report for the year ended 31st March 2020, along with the AGM notice, director's report, and the audited annual accounts of the company have already been circulated to you and request your permission to take them as read. I would like to briefly review the scenario of our company's economy before I could touch upon performance of the company during the year 2019 and 20. Economic growth, industrial scenario, and windows of opportunities for Kernex. As we meet, we are in the midst of some unprecedented times. The entire world, including India, is grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic and huge challenges it has thrown out. Government across the globe are at a dilemma in deciding on how much and how long to impose lockdown conditions to arrest the spread of the pandemic on one hand, and on the other hand, how quickly restore the business conditions, how to jumpstart the wheels of our economy. In these unprecedented times, we are looking at constructive ways and means of dealing with the situation, taking care of all our employees, stakeholders, and continuously focusing on the ever-changing customer. As a responsible citizens, we have looked at ways and means to help the government and help the communities around us in the best manner. India's GDP growth moderated amidst a weak environment for global manufacturing, trade, and demand. Deceleration of GDP growth can be understood within the framework of slowing cycle of growth. The industrial sector has shown contraction during the year. Government has undertaken various reforms during 2019-20 to boost investment, consumption, and export. However, the same are yet to show positive results as the economy is severely affected by the pandemic. The liberalized sector grew and significantly faster than the closed one. There was a jump in World Bank's doing business ranking by 79 position to 63 in 2019 from 142 in 2014. India's dominance as a global economic power is manifested. The Make in India initiative is slowly showing results. Your company has recorded a turnover of 32.88 crores in the financial year 2019-20 as against the previous year of 28.20 crores. Your company has recorded a profit before tax of 8.02 crores as against loss of 20.91 crores in the previous year, with an increase in the profit by 138.35% compared to last fiscal. Your company has received order from South Central Railway for 40.37 crores to a joint venture of the company IA Kernex TCAS JV for design, supply, installation, testing, and commissioning of TCAS equipment in locomotive and track side, TCAS equipment at a station, LC, IB locations, along with associated works for train pollution avoidance system in Bidar exclusive to Parbhani exclusive section, 240 kilometers and 17 locomotives in SC Railway. The company is 80% partner of the said joint venture. This contract is being executed by your company on back-to-back basis. During the year 2019-20, new section in SCR for 250 kilometers is awarded based on the bid, and works for installation and commissioning for the new section began from December 2019. Based on the vision of Railway Board to make TCAS equipment equivalent to world-class product. Several features were envisaged by RDSO and taken up for further development. As part of this, TCAS is tested for 160 kilometers in Madras section in Northern Railway and for the same is in the final stages. Also, a new feature of remote interfacing of signaling inputs to make TCAS fit for automatic signaling section was proposed by RDSO and work for the same is in progress. Remote interface unit is designed and is submitted by RDSO for type approval. A section of 6 kilometers, including Happy Space Station, Secunderabad division, is made functional with one station, TCAS and 5 RIUs to provide the platform for field trials and approval. Field trials from September 2019 till date. ISA certification of auto section is also in progress. Final approval for auto section is expected in October 2020. Based on the auto section approval, NH will have capability to bid for the upcoming tenders of around 4,000 kilometers in several zonal railways. During the year, your company has manufactured and supplied 10.1 inch rugged panel PC for 2,500 numbers to BEL Panchkola for an order received on back-to-back basis. The units were used in rail transport information system to display real-time data. It is a display processing engine. Having supplied all the 136 gates earlier, your company has completed installation of 122 gates in Egyptian National Railways, Cairo, and handed over to the customer. 2 more gates to be installed and commissioned, and the work is in progress. As per meeting with the chairman of ENR, Egyptian National Railway, it is decided to truncate the project after finishing 124 LX gates. Your company has bagged an order for an amount of US dollars 8,175,000 from Sri Lankan Railway for supply, installation, testing, commissioning, maintenance of 200 numbers of Bell and Light Level Crossing Protection System. The agreement was signed during the March 2020. KMPL, your company maintains a robust system of checks and balances to ensure that the authority of decision making is exercised with due care and responsibility to meet the aspirations of shareholders and society. Your company complies meticulously with all legal requirements and government guidelines regarding corporate governance. A report on corporate governance and management discussion analysis forms part of the annual report. Future outlook of Kernex, the robust rural economy and the pay hikes to government employees are bound to increase the consumption expenditure and demand for several products. The railways, in which sector your company is operating, is the largest network in the world and has drawn plans for the next 5 years to grow at the rate of about 10%. The thrust is not only large investment in infrastructure, but also on rail safety, including adoption of European train control system, pollution avoidance and train production system, and automation of level crossing system, etc. The national rail plan of the government is expected to open up new opportunities to companies operating in this line, including Kernex Microsystem India Limited, your company. We envisage a greater participation of your company in these endeavors of railways and anticipate significant growth in the business of your company. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the stakeholders, central and state governments, regulatory authorities, investors, banks, and finance institutions and look forward for their continued support in the company's future endeavor. I thank all the board members for helping me in creating good governance culture across the organization and fulfilling the responsibility of the board. I would like to place on record the sincerity, hard work, and dedication of all employees in providing high quality indigenous products on our esteemed clients. I would like to mention that all the achievements of your company would not have been possible without support provided by Indian Railways. It will certainly be our endeavor to put in our best efforts for sustained growth, expansion, and prosperity of the company, benefiting all stakeholders. I once again thank all our esteemed shareholders on behalf of the board for your support, cooperation, confidence in the management over the years. I convey to all the shareholders the festive greetings for Dasara, Diwali, Christmas, and the New Year 2021. Thank you all. Jai Hind. Prasad Gar.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Further, I would like to inform you that pursuant to provisions of Section 108 of the Companies Act, read with the Companies Rules 2014, the company has extended e-voting facility to its members in respect of all the business to be transacted at the 28th Annual General Meeting of the company. The e-voting commenced on Sunday, 27th September 2020 and ended on Tuesday, that is yesterday, 29th September 2020. The facility of e-voting to those shareholders who have not cast their vote using remote e-voting, members may cast their vote simultaneously while watching the proceedings of this meeting on the NSDL's e-voting webpage. The company has appointed Srimati N. Vanitha, practicing company secretary, as a scrutinizer to scrutinize the votes cast at the remote e-voting process and e-voting process during the AGM in fair and transparent manner. Since the AGM is being held on VCR OAVM mode, and all the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have been already put to vote through remote e-voting, there were no proposing and seconding the resolutions. Now I am hand over to the proceedings to conduct the chairman, sir, for taking question and answer session.
So I will ask Mr. K.S. to answer all the queries raised by shareholders. Now the four shareholders, Mr. Dheeraj Lohia, Sri Kamal Kishore, Sri Prabhajot Sani, or Kanwar I.S. Sani, and Sri Paritraj. Please hand over to K.S. Raju, CEO.
Thank you, sir. Let me start. I have gone through the queries and the requests made by the respected shareholders. I have compiled all the queries raised by the named shareholders into a responsive question answer section. Let me start this session with the Train Collision Avoidance System (TCAS), which is our flagship product today. So there were many queries that what is the status and what are the prospects of TCAS. So let me outline on the first phase what is the TCAS framework now. So as you are aware, your company has been developing this product. The development order has come in 2012. So right from 2012 to 2019, I took a arduous exercise of going through RDS4 specifications, and as and when the new specifications were released, the product ambitions have grown up, and ultimately Kernex has achieved the coveted certification, which is both RDS4 certification as a OEM, and also prior to that we have got it SIL4 certified, the highest safety standard for railways actually. So this approval we have received in 2019. It is I want to also thank the entire stakeholders who have helped us in achieving this milestone in your company's history. Also, last year we had one more, immediately after getting the OEM certification, India's first TCAS tender has come up from South Central Railway, and we have participated in that, and we are also awarded by October 2019. Carnex, your company has been awarded for implementation of TCAS across 240 kilometers in South Central Railway. And ever since October 19, your company has been at the forefront in delivering this project as per the project milestones. And it is likely to be completed by June 2021. Within that, much before the time frame that is allotted to us. And also the other development in terms of TCAS is that the Railway Board has recently recommended for the implementation of TCAS across major railway zones, actually, where each zone is given a mandate for implementing TCAS for 1,500 kilometers each. This is a very, I feel this is a very positive policy development for your company. The efforts of the company for almost a decade, culminating in a tender in the year under review, and also this year, Railway Board's positive response to implement this across other railway zones is a very positive factor for our company. And also, I would like to highlight that TCAS is now renamed as Indian Railways Automatic Train Protection System. This is called ATP. Globally, it is known as ATP. So we are proudly calling this as Indian in ATP. And we are also happy to participate in this project, which is now declared as a Make in India product. And also post-pandemic, as you are aware, that Atmanirbhar has been a mantra for this, for our country. And as a part of your company has been a part of this endeavor. And TCAS has been now named as a Make in India product. And I hope in future, the Indian Railways will prioritize TCAS over other competitive products from Europe, because TCAS is purely indigenous and made in India product. Now, second point I would like to intimate all shareholders is that the market prospects for TCAS. There are a few questions raised, queries raised to elaborate more in the prospects of TCAS. So right now, as we speak, we have been, your company has been collaborating with at least 3 zonal railways, South Western Railway and North Central Railway and North Western Railway. There are inquiries coming in for estimate preparation. That means DPRs are getting prepared. And there is also a dialogue with railway authorities about our preparedness for 4,000 kilometers capacity for TCAS. Indian Railways is one of the largest rail network in the world, and we have close to 77,000 track kilometers and more than 1 lakh kilometers in terms of the lineage. And out of the active track length, what we call, at least 30,000 kilometers are in a high density routes. And we hope that this opportunity can expand in the first phase, at least to the high density route, which means that in the next 5 years, so we should be targeting around 30,000 kilometers of high density lines. I am assuming in the current financial year, that is FY 2021, tendering to the tune of, as I said earlier, around 4,000 kilometers, which I feel, since there are 3 approved vendors as we speak, I am estimating in my sales projections around 1,200 kilometers of award of contracts to your company. By order value, maybe this would be around roughly around 400 crores. And one shareholder has also requested what is the AMC opportunities for TCAS. Usually, once the product is delivered, once the implementation is completed, there is a mandatory 1 or 2 years of warranty period, and after that the AMC starts. And this AMC usually we put it between 10 to 15%. So as I speak, we are already under AMC of our developmental order, and SCR order will also be getting into AMC mode in a couple of years' time. So on the whole, out of this 400 crore project opportunity for TCAS, I expect around 50 crores of AMC opportunity will also rise as we go forward. And the third point, the third query is about our future prospects in terms of other products. So your company has been strategizing to de-risk our single product or limited product environment to a multi-product, and de-risking the business strategy for the company. So what we are looking at today is we want to adhere to, definitely as a core business, we want to adhere to rail safety system. But within the rail signaling and communication system, we want to get into electronic interlocking, which is a major market opportunity. Then as you can see today, we have almost, in this country, we have almost 30 active metro rail projects running. And totally there are 75 metro rail line opportunities that are there. So metros usually operate on a CBTC system. So which is more or less the train production part is more or less similar to TCAS. So your company is also planning to enter into CBTC system. And one third product which we have identified as a collaborative product to TCAS is train management system. Train management system is something where the entire command control systems are going to be interfaced with that. And since TCAS is a kind of autopiloting kind of a trains and running of trains, and we understand the track position and the train occupancy position, so TMS can be a natural expansion for our business. So how do we achieve this? Is it through R&D? These are some of the questions our shareholders have raised. So your company is strategizing. We have spent a good amount of money in R&D in the past few years. To be frank with you, the underperformance of the company in the past is majorly because of the developmental orders, R&D expenses and all that. What we are strategizing in future is we don't want to really spend much money on R&D, but we want to see this product adoption through collaboration of various technologies from across Europe, where after TCAS success, your company is successfully able to get interest from various technology players from Europe. As you are aware, India is a huge market, and a lot of these companies are interested to tie up a strong TCAS player like Kernex. So what we are strategizing is to adopt, bring in some of these technologies, reduce our R&D costs. At the same time, we do not want to lose the market opportunity. So let me state that we will address these new products through a collaborative effort and putting minimal stress on our cash flows and R&D budgets. Let me come to the fourth point. These are queries asked by one shareholder. He has asked a question saying, from the last 2 years, the company has sold land owned by the company. Are there any further non-core assets in the company that the company wants to dispose? So from management side, I want to answer that there are no further non-core assets that the company wants to dispose in future. We are deeply focused now. The non-core assets disposal has helped the company to become near debt-free kind of a thing, and it is allowing us to focus in our future in more detailed manner. And however, when it comes to the disposal of the land, the last disposal last year, which was Amangal land, as on record of 31st March 2020, we could do only 164 acres of registration to the buyer. So as such, the balance 76 acres will be registered in the current financial year. So on the whole question, let me summarize that there are other non-core assets for the company that we are planning to dispose of. Next question the shareholder has asked is the investment of CapEx in its subsidiary, almost $1 million investment. So he wanted to know what is the profile of the subsidiary and what is the rationale of such investment. So let me also bring all shareholders' attention to the previous annual reports of 2017-18 as well as 18-19. The subsidiary company, Avagade Infosystems of US, has been supporting the parent company from almost more than 2 decades now. In terms of our global aspirations, AGI has been very instrumental in our global ambitions. They were doing the marketing and they were doing the dollar purchases and negotiating with our suppliers at the global scale. And they were also instrumental in getting us in Egyptian order and also South African order, and as well as the recent Sri Lankan order. So this company has borrowed funds to meet its regular expenditure till 2015. And this loan was actually borrowed by the subsidiary in 2015. $1 million loan was borrowed. And that was, the lender has called for a loan recall notice last year. And since we own, this is a 100% wholly owned subsidiary of Carnex, we thought it is legally prudent on our part to retire that loan. And accordingly, an investment is of $1 million is sought from the board and from the shareholders. And if you recall the previous annual reports, these were mentioned in the notes to the accounts. And so as we speak, we have retired that loan. Almost 1 million, 0.95 million has been retired, and we are out of the debt obligation of the subsidiary. And very incidental question to this, he has asked is why the interest component in the year under review is very high compared to the loan book of only. As I was explaining about the subsidiaries loan obligations, and which is actually parental loan obligation as well. So we have retired the loan, but we have not, since the subsidiary follows an accrual system, we have not provided for the interest component of that. Ever since the new board has taken over, and ever since the loan recall notice has been issued to us, we have been in active dialogue and negotiation with the lender to reduce the contractual obligation of 18.5% interest to 9.99%, and we reduce the interest obligation. But we thought it is prudent to put that into the liabilities into the parent company on a consolidated basis. Also, please, in the previous annual reports, the same interest liability was also mentioned in the footnotes. So now we have brought into the expenditure part of it in the consolidated accounts. And the next question is pertaining to what are the other current and non-current liabilities. So I would like to inform the shareholders that the other current liabilities are majorly 3 items. One is advances from customers, which is 33 lakhs, and expenses payable, which are regular project expenses. And there are also some 43 lakhs statutory dues. And in the non-current liabilities, we have majorly land advance, which we felt till the completion of the complete registration, that is, that advance is being treated as a non-current liability, which will be discharged in the current year, obviously, once the registration is complete. And the next question is about the contingent liabilities. The shareholder wanted a breakup of the contingent liabilities. So these contingent liabilities are majorly, it is also, as you are aware, in the annual report, it is mentioned under the notes to accounts, number 33, C2F. There are 2-3 components in this. Smaller components, like there is an income tax appeal for 44 lakhs, and there is a CST show cause notice for 22 lakhs. But majorly 3.6 crores pertains to Egyptian ENR project, which is very old. Local agent commission issue was there. It is now categorized as a contingent liability. Also, there are data dues from the ENR also against that. The next question I think the shareholder has asked is to comment and see how we can reduce the other expenses. I think the honorable shareholder is referring to the other expenses in the, though he has classified legal and professional and audit fee also, how to reduce them. I would like to state that out of these four expenses, I think other expenses is major. The legal, professional, and all of them put together is around 41 lakhs, and audit expenses are around 7.26 lakhs, which are normal for our size of the company. So, to answer the shareholder, let me say that this, as he requested, the management is very keen to reduce these things, and this one-time other expenses will automatically be reduced. And in the current financial year, we will have only the regular normal legal and audit and professional fee. And the next question is, there is an interesting question about promoters holding. And the shareholder has asked whether the promoter holding is low at 22%. He was inquiring whether the promoters would increase their stake. And since the growth phase of the company has come, he wanted to know whether the promoters would be increasing his stake so that the shareholder confidence also will go up. From management side, it's a very good suggestion. As of now, there is no information from the promoters. But as you rightly said, the growth prospects of the company are improving. I think the promoters will definitely think about it, and we will also intimate at the appropriate time to the stakeholders concerned once the promoters take some decision about this. Next question is about the legal case with Konkan Railway. So let me also tell you that there is a positive development. Of course, this Konkan Railway arbitration dispute has been there for a few years now, but we were at an active stage last year. And in February, we had our last meeting. Konkan Railway has filed this in the High Court, and we are trying to dispose of the case from the High Court and go back to the arbitration panel. During the lockdown, again, there is a disruption for all legal procedures. But some development on TCAS has also triggered some interest from Konkan Railway also. So I think going forward, we would like to expedite this process of this dispute resolution with Konkan Railway, and I'm very hopeful that we'll find a solution very soon. There is the overall interest from both parties is positive. So it's only a legal and sub judice process. So as and when we get to know more our success in our effort in settling the matter through arbitration or otherwise, we will inform the shareholder concerned. And the other question is what happened? This is a generic question about the COVID-19 impact on the company. As you are aware that COVID has, Honorable Chairman Sir has also explained about COVID in general. Let me answer you, what are the steps the management has taken for COVID-19, how we protected our stakeholders, including our employees, at the same time, how we are trying to survive the continuity of business. So for your information, we were very quick to adopt to a work from home culture. 21 March was the lockdown declaration. By 24th and 25th, Kernex employees, 60% of the employees are given all the software tools and facilitations to go to the work from home. And in that aspect, even during the lockdown period of almost 60 days, we have not lost much work. In fact, during that lockdown period, Kernex has achieved all its software-related developments where the software team has worked from home, and we are able to go to production May 17th. We reopened our factory, and we are successfully utilized that COVID period, lockdown period, for the soft development and the regular documentation part of it. And once on May 17th we opened our factory, we are able to resume our work. But at the same time, I want to also tell the shareholders that there is an impact. Once we opened the factory and once we moved into the project sites as you know, this SCR order is encompassing 3 states, where part of it is in Telangana, part of it is in Karnataka, part of it is in Maharashtra. So we had to traverse between the states, and there were some mobilization issues initially after the lockdown is lifted. But those 2 months of delayed processes, we are able to now get along now. We are expediting, and we are on dot with reference to the milestones of the project. And one shareholder has asked to give management view on the profit, earnings, and future growth prospects. So, like I answered earlier in general about the TCAS opportunities, here let me tell you very clear financial, especially this is a profit earning question. So we are improving our top line, as you can see. We almost increased our top line, and with the current order book of both SCR and Sri Lankan Railways, we hope that this year also we will double the turnover from our last year 30 crores plus, so roughly between 60 to 70 crores we are targeting in the current financial year, which means that as you are aware, the direct costs and fixed costs of the company are getting amortized across a wider top line. So our profit margins, our earning growth will definitely be positive, and it will be going in a higher traction to going forward. Our all ratios, one shareholder is also requested about some ratios comparison and all. So on a smaller basis of 30 crores, I think the capital ROC numbers and there is an exceptional item in the last year profit of EBITDA of 11 crores. So the ratios may not be that valid, but in general, I can assure the shareholders that going forward, the direct costs and developmental costs especially are getting amortized across various projects that we are trying to implement now. So that improves our profitability drastically. So I want to assure from the management to the shareholders that the profitability and the earnings growth for your company would be increasing henceforth. The next question they have asked is very good suggestion. Actually, it's not a question. One shareholder has requested for what is the management's efforts in improving the investor relations, and by doing conference calls or quarterly presentations and stuff like that. It is a very good suggestion, and at Kernex management, I take this very positive. And as we are exploring new opportunities, both in TCAS in India as well as global scale, we will be planning to conduct investor calls along with investor presentations in future. I think this would be a very positive thing for both Kernex management as well as the shareholders, that we will be interacting more on a quarterly basis in future. Next question one shareholder has asked is, what are all the credentials of existing directors and new directors that are getting appointed now? As I said, ever since I joined Jan 2019, and we had a new, as you rightly pointed out, there are new directors, and the board is reconstituted, and we have outstanding professionals. Honorable Chairman himself is a veteran in financial circles, and rest of the independent directors are banking with various background in banking and technology space, and I myself both domestic as well as international markets. And also the new two directors who are getting now, Lakshmi Manthana and Ram Manthana, they have been actually contributing indirectly in terms of our global aspirations. So we feel like now we have a strong team. Never before in Kernex's recent past, we have such a strong board and such a strong professional team. And you can see the results happening in the past 12 to 18 months. We will keep our momentum and we will keep the shareholders' confidence in the company. And we will take up new challenges and new paths. One last question shareholder has asked is about the dividend policy of the company. So here I would like to little bit elaborate that the company, yes, the performance, as I rightly say, as earlier said, we are now on a turnaround kind of a situation, and in the recent past, first time we have a 100 crore plus order book, and we want to build the order book to close to, as I said, in the current year, close to 400 crores. So I see that under our debt, if you see your, I think also the debt to equity or debt to your sales, all these ratios are very positive today because our debt is, after disposing of the non-core assets, we have retired the debt. We have, as we speak, only 3 crores of cash limits. And so I don't think that we will be having a dividend policy soon in terms of, because the new projects will need working capital. One way, of course, is to borrow back from the banks, but I would like to see that we consume cash, whatever profits we are generating, we will consume that and put into the growth phase of the company. So to state, your company is not at present considering dividend for the time being, but as and when the strategy becomes clear, as and when the financial metrics are conducive, we will definitely go for the dividend route. And one last point is, one investor has requested some minor things like we should give 1 hour time and some. Today, unfortunately, as you are aware, most of you must be also shareholders of other companies. So it is a very tight schedule. We are able to provide. We have answered all the queries that we have received as I speak. And if there are any chat questions also, we can ready to take them up. But to answer, to give the extended windows and all, I think to the extent possible with the registrar and with the video conferencing facility, I don't think that we will be able to extend this for too long. But any questions are there that you can put them into the chat box further. Almost we have answered more than 35 questions here. And I want to thank all the shareholders, and I want to thank all the directors and employees of Kernex for keeping faith in the management of the company. And we keep our promises also. We are working hard, and as I promised, we want to double our turnover in the current year and take up a very challenging prospects in future, along with the TCAS, along with global perspective also. I want to thank Company Secretary, Mr. Prasad. I also want to thank Chairman for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Prasad.
Sir, I am enabling some of the shareholders who have registered for speaker shareholder. As we are answered all the questions for their queries, but we want to speak with you, sir.
Yeah, please ask them.
I am allowing them, sir.
Sir, now I'm allowing Dheeraj Lohia to ask their questions to the management. I request you to complete the question within 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, Lohia.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, am I audible? Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for hello.
Yeah, I can speak.
Thanks for Thanks for giving all the answers in detail.
Yeah.
Just have 2-3 more queries to add. Any new BL order we are expecting?
Yes, Mr. Lohia, BL, what happened? I think the RTIS project is again a milestone project for the railways in India. They have done successfully deep-proofing the loco installation. And there is a, as you are aware, the Indian Railways wants all their assets to be tracked through GPS. So we are participating in the next round of 9,000 local installation of RTIS project. We are in the process.
Yeah, your next question?
So now I am enabling Shri Prabodh Singh Sahni to speak with the management inquiries. So I request you to complete the question within 2 minutes.
Sir, I will have answered most of my queries, but I will again ask you only one question. Sir, what are the reasons of promoter holding so low? And they are not also interested. Why don't they see merit in the business or what? So this is the only thing which is really dampening the market sentiment of the share price. Okay.
As a
It's already answered. CEO has already answered that query.
Sir, Chairman, sir.
Yeah, you can
Please,
continue.
go
You
ahead.
already answered that query. You can repeat that what previously.
Yes, sir. I just want to repeat the answer, sir, which I have answered in the Q&A session. The promoters are, as requested by the shareholder, the promoters are also of the view that, going forward, they would definitely participate in increasing the stake. So, to answer the shareholder query, it is the promoters are responding positively to me, and definitely in the current year or in the shortest period of time possible, we will update the shareholders.
So Mr. Kamal Kishore and Bharatraj has also registered as the speaker shareholders, but as they have not attended the meeting, we hereby conclude the questions of the shareholders.
Wait, host. Now shareholder has raising hand. Now I am allowing. Please allow Abhishek.
Yeah, okay, sir. I have unmuted Abhishek to speak with the management. I request Mr. Abhishek to complete the question within 2 minutes.
Okay, madam. I will speak.
Good evening, Abhishek.
Thank you. Sir, first of all, thank you for giving the opportunity, sir. My name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. My DPI 7 and client ID 9155. First of all, I congratulate the management on body. Trust all is well with you and your family in this challenging company. Much more than more than decade of profitability and dividend exchange. You can see that the management has not declared dividend for the past 8 years. We are disappointed, sir. So, the management declare a dividend to the minority shareholders. And I would like to know, I don't know why the subsequent lockdown get touched. So, how many times you have sacked? What is the view of the management? And one more, access through the. So we are supposed to update our like register of and register of contract. Not being updated over there. It should be updated for inspection of the member. The meeting and upon the conclusion of the meeting. So anyhow, sir, our company has a very good partner. This also the company will be there, and investor consistency is also very. Nothing much to ask, sir. Nothing much to ask, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Chairman, sir, I could comprehend, sir. One thing
I'm not able-
understood is about
No, his audio is not clear. I don't know what I could not understand totally. Whatever understand, you understand?
Just repeat the current part, sir, that we are in the growth phase, we want to put the cash for working capital. But as and when metrics are improving, we will be going for a dividend.
Yeah, we'll be likely to do it after next 2-3 years, after 2-3 years. And not immediately once we see 400 crores turnover and good profitability, we'll only go ahead to declare the dividend. Okay. Any other questions, Prasad Garu?
No, sir. There is no one registered for speaking shareholder. You can proceed with your speech, sir, after this.
Okay. So I thanks all the queries raised by shareholders and the prospective proper response by the CEO, Mr. K.S. Raju. I want to thank all the shareholders for taking the initiative for joining this meeting through video conference and also working with us patiently to conduct this meeting. I thank all the directors for joining this meeting from various places and also from abroad, even though it is a very early morning to them. I now authorize Mr. Prasad Rao, Company Secretary, to conduct the e-voting procedures and conclude the meeting. E-voting facility will remain open for next 15 minutes to enable those members who have not casted their votes would like to cast their votes. The results would be announced on or before 2nd October 2020 and the same would be intimated to stock exchange and upload to website of the company and NSDL. With your consent, I and other board members would like to take leave of you and very eagerly meet you very shortly again. And request all the members for a healthy future and be safe during this pandemic period and take care of yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. With this, I declare 28th Annual General Meeting has concluded. Upon completion of 15 minutes of e-voting, the window will be closed automatically. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We are exiting now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, shareholders.
Thank you.
And team of Kernex. Thank you very much.
అయిపోయిన మీటింగ్ అవుతుంది ఒకసారి విక్రమ్ రమ్మని అయిపోయింది